Salutations and good morning everyone, and welcome back to another grounded update video where today I am here to help you guys discover the best places to build a base in the Hot and Hazy update. In my opinion, what I'm going to be focusing today, guys, is all the different areas that are in the Hot and Hazy update, not the original game, so not everything before, because there's a lot of stuff that has changed just in the map alone. So what I want to do is point out some great locations for starter bases or even more advanced bases just within the areas that were updated within the game. So if you guys could please hit that like button for me, let me know you guys want to see more. Also, please leave me a comment down below and don't forget to subscribe, but let's hop in and let's talk about it. So the first one we're going to talk about is the sandbox. Now, I know a lot of you guys are thinking, well, where are you going to build inside of the sandbox? Because the sandbox is fairly large, right? And it's full of death, aka because it's full of sizzle, and also you have the problem of having a ton of antlions around. And my answer to that, guys, is actually a two-part one. So first of all, the first part of the answer is don't build on top of the sand. Just don't. Make a floating base over here because it's gonna make more sense. Okay, do not build right on top of the sand, because right now the antlions, seeing how they dig underground, just dig right inside of your base. Then you're going to be filled with antlions all the time. So to avoid that, build up. And where should you build up? Right here in this corner, actually. This corner right here, you have this little red spot that comes out. If you were to build a staircase that goes up, you can build around this hose and kind of build a base that's mounted here and to the ground. So that way, if for some reason you lose your staircase that leads up into your base, your entire base will not fall down and be crumbled, because it will have support points that are all over the wall over here. And why in this corner? Well, one, the building materials. Two, there is food that's right here. And three, there is a scanner that is right there, a science scanner that's right there. So you will have free access to safety, to food, water from these plants, resources for building, and a raw science accumulator, aka a science outpost for you to be able to use. And this is actually kind of a convenient spot, especially if you build up and back down over this way. You can make yourself a base, kind of like I did right here, where you have an easy access to get up and down inside of the sandbox. So it's really, really cool, and this is a fantastic place to build your first starter base for this new area. This next one I want to talk about is a little bit more fun, but takes a little bit more practice, and that is building over on this side. This is a more dangerous base because you are so close to the beehive, but the bonuses with being so close to the beehive is right inside of this little entrance that's right here, you will have a bunch of nectar, which is great for cooking recipes. There's a lot of recipes that require nectar. So if you were to build a small outpost, not a full base, but a small outpost in this area that had some sort of staircase or something that comes out to here and would attach to the beehive here, or at least go near it so you can jump in and grab what you need out of there, that would actually be a very, very good base. The problems with this base, like I said, are one, the bees, but two, it's kind of hard to get to. Getting up here, you would have to either climb the shovel, walk all the way around the back of the picnic table, and then run all the way over here. So it's kind of a hard base to get to. You could use zip lines for it, but it would be a difficult base to get to. The other thing I want to talk to you guys about while we're over here is a quick zipline tower, which I believe everybody should make for this side of the yard, and that is right here on top of this little thermos. This thermos is at a really good spot. I know it's really blurry, but this thermos is at a really good spot for the rest of the backyard to be able to build a large zipline tower that can bring you all over the backyard. So if you were to only build a couple more staircases more or less on top of this, you could get a fairly decent distance of zip through this. I mean, if we were to follow a general path down, look how far you could go. You could get all the way over here, maybe to a base that you have on top of these logs right there. So having a zip line, I mean, that's also a pretty clear shot, if I don't say so myself, without anything really being in the way. That white blur right there is what we were looking at before. But that's a pretty good shot right there for you to be able to get over and have a zip line for your own base. So that's a good zip line tower location. So that is two of the bases. I would suggest a small outpost over here in the trash heap, but the trash heap is kind of a specialty area where you're only going to go to get meaty gnats that are up here, or the raw science, or even some rotten food if you want to make a garden. So maybe over here would be a great place for a garden, but it's a little uneven. And with all the black ants running around, having a food producing area over here is not the best idea. But the last place that I think people should build a base is right here on the edge of this, on the edge of the haze and on the edge of this little, what is this, a porch step? Yeah, the porch step, because you will have access to the haze right here. Even if you don't turn it off, you will still have access to the haze right here. And you're up and away from anything that could try to harm your base. Even ants can climb up here from time to time, but not up here. Up here, you will be completely safe and completely secure to be able to have a good outpost or base for you to be able to go and get into the haze and do all the exploring over here. This is probably a great location for you to put in a bunch of ovens, because over here is where you're going to be getting a lot of your quartzite. And if you need quartzite gloop, this is a fantastic place to get it. So having all the ovens over here is a bonus point. The other thing that's good about having the ovens over here is that it's a very short walk right over here to the sandbox, and inside of the sandbox, right down inside of this hill that's right here, you can see all the salt deposits that are in here. So it makes building over in this location that much more valuable, because now not only do you have a base that's close that you can do a lot of smelting with, but then you could also have your other base that's right here that you use to keep yourself healthy, so that way you can get back down here and get into the sand and go and get all these different salt deposits that are all over down in the Antlion Hills for you to find. So those are a couple really good locations for bases. The last one that I want to give you guys is a little bit of a prep base for the next update, which is kind of crazy to think about, because even as of today of recording this, the 11.0 update, or the hot and hazy update, is not even yet out. So technically this is a little early for this, but I'm going to make a guess on where I think the next update's going to be, and that's over in this location right over here. So I think that taking a little bit of time and building up a base that's over here where you have some storage, not a lot, because I'd hate for you guys to lose any progress, or hate for you guys to lose any items that you may put into this base. But over in this area on this big flat rock is a pretty good place to start a base, and maybe get a staircase that goes up to this level of the wall as well, because I do believe that this area that's up here is going to be our next location for where an update is going to happen. There's nothing in here yet other than some different dugout stuff. That's a big old hole, but there's nothing really in here as of yet. I know that they're working on stuff inside of the shed, but for now, building up over here is actually a pretty good spot, because one, you got a big flat rock, but two, this will set you guys up for any updates that are going to be coming to this area as a whole. So that is all the time I have left for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys will take my consideration into your thoughts and mind when you are going to go to build your first bases over in the 10.0 update, or the 11.0 update, the hot and hazy update.